Hey guys, Jack here from Brent Wraps. I just got done wrapping this 2023 Camaro ZL1. Before the video starts, I wanted to let you all know that this is not a sponsored video. We purchased this material with our customers' money, and this is a honest, unbiased review of how the install process went, the car itself, recommendations, tips, etc. This color is gloss metallic racing green. It's PPF, color change PPF from Evolve. They're a company based out of South Florida. And as you can see, the color is nothing shy of amazing. If you see in the light here, we have the honeycomb lights shining directly down, the metallic. I mean, the camera doesn't really pick it up, but it's pretty awesome. Couple things I wanted to note on this car specifically. I've wrapped a lot of cars in my life, but this one, especially in the ZL1 trim, I saw new things that I haven't seen before. First and foremost, this is a not easy bumper to wrap, as you could imagine. On all the Camaros, you know, Gen 6 and up specifically, the bumper goes way back, and it's got a lot of flat surface area on the top, and then it protrudes far out in the center middle there, so it makes it very hard to get the necessary amount of stretch. And then on top of that, it's a metallic film. I don't want to stretch the film too much, and it's a PPF, so my ability to cold stretch it to begin with is limited. The thing that helped is that the customer didn't want this chin spoiler wrapped, and it's separate from the bumper, so I could push a lot of that extra material into the center to allow more flexibility on the outside. Now obviously we had to take the bumper off. Everything came off, the center grille inserts, the lower chin spoiler, the canards, just to make the bumper actually feasible to wrap. And then the customer also wanted the front and rear reflectors wrapped in light smoke vinyl tint, so that's what we've done, which I actually think looks really good. Moving along to the side of the car, mirror caps we did in gloss carbon fiber PPF, which I mean also looks amazing. These mirror caps aren't the easiest to wrap. That's about the extent of how much you can actually wrap. We had to do an inlay on the inside and then another piece across the main. But like I said, this is a one-piece mirror design, so really beyond that, you wouldn't be able to wrap much more of this. That's just sort of, you're hitting the limitations of the film at that point. Hood was gloss black. Got the car, the customer wanted to keep it gloss black, so that's the way we left it. It honestly looks pretty good with the green and the contrast there with the carbon fiber as well. Door handles aren't too hard on this car. One thing to know is on the Camaros, you have to take the door cart on the inside of the door off in order to remove the handles and to remove the mirrors, because the mirrors don't come out of here. They're actually stuck right onto the door there. Now you can get the door handle off without removing the door cart, but there's a wire for the comfort access that goes in behind the glass that you have to be able to unplug from the inside to actually fully remove the door handle. There really is no other way to wrap a car without removing door handles like this. That's just the reality of it. If anybody tells you anything different, I'd start running. The roof we also did green, and the antenna I did a three-piece instead of I did three pieces instead of two pieces. I ideally would have liked to have done a piece on the back and then another piece that goes across on everything top forward, but I just couldn't get it as good as I wanted to. I was stretching the film too much. I was distorting the film, because the problem is you have to get enough stretch side to side to be able to have it pull down on the sides nicely, but you also have to get enough stretch over this top part to get it to lay into this crease. And I just couldn't achieve both at the same time. So what I ended up doing was a three-piece. I did one side and then the other side with a 1/4 inch overlap approximately, just to have the longevity. On the rear pillar of the car, and so the Camaros, they're pretty tricky. This is a tricky part, especially for a newer person who's wrapping, if maybe that's you. Before I kind of talk about this, This film specifically, you can install wet or dry. It's a hybrid PPF film, as a lot of the gel infused color PPF films are on the market today. This rear quarter I did dry, and I did do a little bit of slip solution under this area. The key is you need to get enough stretch sideways because you have to lay it in, right? So maybe with vinyl, maybe I would have heated this area and pressed it in and pushed outwards, but with the PPF, I laid it in. And if you don't get enough front to back stretch first, you will get fingers as you lay it in, and then you're fighting fingers, which is only going to make it harder as you go back up the rear C-pillar here into the edge. On the rear bumper, one thing I would have done differently is I would have done inlays on these two recesses under the tail lights on both sides. I didn't do that, and while I made it work, I did have to do a small butterfly cut here on both sides. It's not the end of the world. Could I have stretched that and avoided the cut? Yes, but again, this film I don't want to stretch much. I want to keep the metallic flake intact, and I don't want issues with longevity and pulling back and fingering and all the other things that can happen in the long run. We are here in the Midwest. It gets hot, and the summer will put this to the true test, right? We did order a new ZL1 badge. We installed that. We created a template before we took the old one off, and the new one we put back on in the exact same spot. Cut out the rear reflectors, and the rear bumper overall it isn't terrible. It's still a hard bumper, but the front bumper is certainly more challenging, I'd say. And then lastly, some more inlays on the rear bumper that we did do. Obviously the license plate area is one, and we did another inlay on this side and this side under to make a total of 3 inlays. So we're on the passenger side. We have the gas cap. We took the door off, which there's a tab here. You can lift it up a little bit and it just slides out. And then we tucked all on the inside, and then we trimmed it once we were tucked in. This wasn't very hard to do, pretty standard as far as cars go. And then I put the gas cap back on and wrapped around it. I did my edge, and then I trimmed right along the back edge. It came out nicely, I'd say, and looks clean. Otherwise, everything else is pretty straightforward. These are done separately after the fact. And yeah, I mean, it's mainly just taking your time with a film like this. PPF, color PPF is different than vinyl. So if you're used to vinyl or you're used to strictly wet application PPF, whether it's clear or stealth, this is different. This is a film that you got to just take your time with and work a little bit differently. If I had to do it again, one thing, especially on this car, that I would do differently is I would try to do more panels wet install. What I noticed is that on the doors, for example, that I did wet, and the bumpers, I was getting way less glue lines. The roof I also did wet, than front fenders and rear quarter panels that I was doing dry. I think that's twofold. I think that's probably an issue with this film. I've heard from other people, they've said the same thing. We were installing between 68 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit, so no problem with temperatures, and obviously install technique is proper. I think it's just a matter of, with color PPF, you can't install it dry the same way you can as vinyl. You have to constantly reevaluate your techniques for each different film. Overall though, I'd say this is a good film. It's an 8mm gel infused PPF. As you can see, I'll just show you the actual roll real quick. It's got a cap sheet from the factory, which is nice. It's got a cap sheet, and then just your standard backing, and then your TPU film, obviously. And the roll that I got for this car was basically their 16 plus 5 roll. So it's 16 yards plus an additional 5 yards. Now that's different than a 21 yard roll, because a 16 plus 5, that 16 and that 5 could be different batch numbers, which means the color could be slightly different, whereas a full 21 yard roll is going to cost more, about $300 more in my pricing, but you're going to get consistent color throughout. I did not notice a color difference between the 16 and the 5 personally, but the chance is always there. What I would recommend is if you are doing that, your 5-roll, for example, use that on the roof. You can use that on the trunk or the hood. Use it on panels that are at a 90-degree angle opposed to the other panels like fenders and doors, and then that constant difference in lighting will be enough to offset any difference in color. Thought it'd be good to actually show the 2 different rolls. As you can see there, that's the 2 different rolls. So I'm just gonna pull this cap sheet back. That's the 16 to the left and the 5 to the right, and there really is no difference. I haven't checked the lot numbers. I don't even know where they are on this film. But when they are selling it to you, at least my dealer rep, they do disclose that beforehand, and it's something you just got to know going into it. So let me know what you think about the color in the comments. Any questions you have on wrapping this car specifically, feel free to ask. I'd say overall, if you are a beginner, this is a hard car to wrap. If you are an installer who's been doing it a while like myself, it's probably somewhere in the medium middle range. But overall, if you can get past the bumpers, it's not too bad.